Welcome to the Saturday Slam and Jam here on the Athletic NBA Daily. On today's show, we're talking about the playoffs with our friend Kenny Beecham. And then, guys, Josh Robbins is back to talk about the Orlando Magic in part 2. But to help intro our guest is my good friend Alex Speers. Alex, tell me about Kenny. Tell me what we're going to talk about today.
Folks, he's back. We're so excited to have him back. You know him from podcast, Numbers on the Board, Small Ball with Kenny Beecham. You know him from YouTube, KOT4Q, Kenny for Real. Also, Kenny has a new show in collaboration with the NBA called Enjoy the NBA Trivia Show. First episode came out last week, which I was a little confused, Kenny, because I just watched you in another trivia show.
Yeah, I do a lot of trivia.
And you're going to do more today.
Yep.
It was on YouTube for Clash, where you went head-to-head against 3 other contestants on 2010's NBA trivia. And I won't spoil it for anyone because they should go watch, but I'll just let you know I did really terrible as I went through it. So what we're going to do, Kenny, is I've come up with some first-round awards. So for each award, we'll explain the award, and we'll give you 3 finalists. Now, you are welcome to go off the board if you'd like, but you will be selecting the winner for each of these awards, starting with our first award, the most positive surprise of the first round, starter edition. Now, our 3 finalists are CJ McCollum for becoming the reluctant Knicks villain, Scoot Henderson for averaging 24.5 points per game through his first 2 playoff games, and the other finalist, Rudy Gobert, for making Jokic look mortal in the Wolves series. Now, do you like any of those for that award, or would you like to go off the board?
I think those are the top 3, man. This is a great battle for this spot. If I had to pick the winner, the case for CJ McCollum, literally a salary dump acquisition, and he's leading the team in the playoffs, right? The case for Scoot Henderson, 4 weeks ago, you'd have been like, Dame's coming back, Andrew Holiday, where's Scoot's minutes coming? And he's got 30 in the playoff game. And then Rudy Gobert, my goodness. Would they say Jokic scored the most points against anybody in the regular season against Rudy, and now through 3 games, he can't do anything? This is a great group of guys. I think ultimately, I got to give it to CJ McCollum. We did a little segment on our show a few weeks back of like potential free agents and who can sign where. CJ McCollum came back, and not a single one of us thought about the idea of him re-signing with the Atlanta Hawks pre-playoffs. And that was like, they kind of have no choice based on the way he's playing. Like, we thought that maybe Detroit could use some secondary ball handling. But no, CJ is, like you said, a reluctant villain for New York and kind of the man again. Even though we've kind of seen it a little bit when he was in Portland when they went on the conference finals push, but it's got to be him.
I also love that if people remember, right after that trade happened, CJ started playing with the Hawks, and he was taking a lot of shots. Yeah. And there were Hawks fans that were upset at the time. Like, he's coming in here disrupting everything. And now he is a hero of Atlanta.
Yeah. Crazy how quick things can change, honestly.
Yes.
Because I did not see any of this happening. Like, obviously, I'm sure we all respected the Hawks, and like this was going to be I don't think anybody said Knicks in 4. But the fact that they are able to do this after 2 CJ McCollum game winners says a lot about his persistence in his NBA career.
Yeah. I would say the most shocking one to me was the Scoot Henderson one, though. Like, I just did not see him like taking over a playoff game. I thought that was ridiculous. Okay. Category 2. The most positive surprise of the first round, bench edition. So our finalists for this award, Colin Murray-Boyles for leading all bench scorers in the playoffs with 17.7 points per game through 3 games. Jonathan Kuminga for scoring 19 and 21 in the Hawks 2 wins. Or Ayo Dosunmu for scoring, and this one might hurt. This one might hurt. For scoring 25 on 10 of 15 shooting in Game 3 win over the Denver Nuggets. Who you got here, Kenny?
I will say right up front, it's like, it's bittersweet, right? Ayo, Chicago, born and raised, drafted here, was a guy that's been here through, I can't even say thick and thin because it's always been bad, right? He's had no ups as a Bulls player.
Been here through thin.
just all the thick of it. So I'm really excited. Like I've publicly said, because my team never makes the playoffs, that I am rooting for the Minnesota Timberwolves in the postseason, specifically based on Ayo. So when we see him have this type of performance, I can't do anything but smile, but recognize that like there's a lot of former Bulls that are contributing in the postseason right now between him and I guess Kobe White and them didn't actually make the playoffs, but Wendell Carter on the Orlando Magic, the list goes on. But I think out of those options, it has to be Colin Murray Boyles, right? Like, I'm not a huge college basketball guy, but I have some people in the studio that love the sport or the league so much, and they're like, Colin Murray Boyles, we know he's going to be a great defender, but can he score at the NBA level? The answer is yes through the first couple playoff games, right? And there was a part of the season when you watch the Raptors where he would be 2 feet away from the basket and not look at the basket. He's more trying to play make out of it. And I think in this series specifically, if I'm thinking about game 3, he's been incredible of just saying, hey, this guy that's guarding me is not as strong as I am. I'm going to go right up and over him. I'm going to play as hard as I can. And, rookies typically don't do this type of thing unless they are one of the top rookie guys, if that makes sense. So him doing this has to be the winner.
Yeah, especially when you see how Pirtle's been playing. Like, CMB being good, it's not just like some luxury, like, oh, it'd be nice if the rookie showed up. Like, they actually need him to be this good to get some of these wins.
I saw my friends over at the Raptors Republic were saying that game reminded them of an Pascal Siakam and a young Scotty Barnes playing. And now next game when I watch, it's going to be the only thing that's in my mind. It's like now Scotty, even though he's only, 25 years old, is now this grizzled vet that was Pascal Siakam in the previous life. And now CMB is that young Scotty Barnes. It's kind of crazy.
Okay, next award, most disappointing player of the first round. The finalists, Alperen Şengün for shooting sub 40% from the field through 2 games as a center. Mikal Bridges for scoring 21 points total through 3 games against the Hawks, including 0 in game 3, or Nikola Jokic for shooting 15 for 46 in these last 2 losses while also playing some pretty bad defense.
That's a great group of guys. I'm going to give Jokic a pass. And the only reason I'm giving him a pass because he is going against one of the greatest defensive players ever, right? Right? Can we agree? Rudy Gobert, he's finally living up to the 40.
But honestly, he's played so well against Gobert in the past.
Yeah.
It's still a surprise to me.
No, I'm just doing a bit because the people that know me know that I've been, I guess the kids would call it a glazer of Rudy Gobert for many years now. So the fact that it's happening on a stage like this is amazing. Like there's a clip where I did a Young Man in the 3 where I was with Cam Johnson and I told Cam, like, I'm a Rudy Gobert guy. And Cam was like, really? I've never heard that before.
I remember seeing this. Yes.
So yes, that's been my guy. So yeah, Jokic has been not living up to par, but I think ultimately the one with the biggest ramifications about the future has to be the Mikal Bridges one. Knicks fans will be the first to tell you 5 first-round picks and a $150 million contract to not be able to close out a playoff game is rough. And, who knows how this series will end, but in this hypothetical world where they lose to Atlanta and the big Greek fella over in Milwaukee, it might want to get traded. Those 5 first-round picks that you cast in from Mikal Bridges would be pretty valuable in a potential Giannis trade. So it has to be him. Which is a good contrast because last year in the postseason, I don't know if y'all remember the defensive stops he got down the stretch against Boston, and he actually hit a game winner in that series too. So it's the exact opposite. So I'm going to go with him. 21 minutes, 0 points, bench for Deuce McBride is pretty tough.
Yeah, and it feels like they need to make a change in the starting lineup, but can you do that and not upset the locker room? They're just in a really strange spot where they're just like, can the starters just play well? Like that's just what they need. I
think they were a net neutral in the regular season with that 5-man unit. So if there was any time to switch it up, it would have been in the 82-game season. I think they've just got too deep into it. They just got to keep going.
Yeah. Next category, panic button team that you are least panicked about.
Oh, okay.
Here are the 3 finalists. Houston Rockets, down 0-2, heading into game 3 on Friday night. The Denver Nuggets down 2-1 with Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon's availability unclear moving forward. And then the Knicks, which we just talked about, down 2-1 with back-to-back losses in the clutch against the Atlanta Hawks.
I think I'm probably the least panicked about Denver.
Okay.
Just thinking about big picture wise, right? I think that if the Houston Rockets lose in the first round to a team that didn't have Luka or Austin Reeves for the first couple games, that's going to cause some true problems where like the roster will be shaken up. The coach is probably gone. And I kind of feel the same way about New York, right? There's no way you can run it completely back if you lose in the first round to an Atlanta team that was a playing team just 2 months ago, right? But on the other side, Denver has done it before. Right, I think out of all of them, they may have the highest upside to like flip their season around or series around 3 games in. So it has to be them. They still do, even though he's playing not so great, do have one of the best players in the world, number 2, number 1, wherever you put them. So I'm the least panicked about them, but that's not to say that I'm not panicked at all.
Yeah. How do you, because, I feel this way in the playoffs. Like every time your team loses, it feels like you're never going to win again. And every time you win, it feels like you're never going to lose again. Like, how do you see this playing out? Because it is hard after these last 2 losses to feel super confident about Denver, knowing that Aaron Gordon could be questionable the rest of the series. We don't think we're getting Peyton Watson back in this series. Like, what do you think it's going to take? Like, what would it involve?
Yeah, if I was a Denver Nuggets fan and I had to play some copium, I think I would just lay my hat on the fact that how often is Jokic going to play this bad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in game number 1, he was good. We won that game. Game number 2, he was bad. We lost. Game number 3, he was bad. We lost. He's one of the best players in the world. Rudy Gobert's great, but no way he can do this for a couple more games, right? That would be the mindset that I would put myself in to kind of keep things grounded, because I think it's the only one you can play, right? You have to play. We have the best player in this series, and he's done it before where he's carried us, and he's going to carry us again.
And to be fair, pretty good card to play.
Yeah.
If you're doing copium. We have Jokic, okay, our final award, the lower seeded team you believe in the most. So not necessarily that you think they're going to win their first round, but maybe push the series really far. So the finalists are the Magic, who are tied 1-1 going to Orlando, the Blazers, who are tied 1-1 going to Portland, playing on Friday night, and then the Sixers, tied 1-1 going to Philly, also playing on Friday night.
Yeah, I like this. I think it's the easiest answer is probably the best answer, and it'd be the Orlando Magic. Even before the series started, I, of course, picked Detroit like most people probably did. But I did say that they match up very poorly against the Orlando Magic team. The amount of overall just defensive players they have. Like, I was a guy that was really bought into Orlando before the season started. I think maybe most people were. At the bare minimum, we know that they'd be able to defend. That wasn't the case for the regular season, and maybe that was a lot of not being healthy and so on. But now they are healthy, and we're seeing some of the defensive impact that we expected. And we know that Detroit doesn't have a ton of shooting. We know that they struggle with creation outside of Cade Cunningham. And though the Orlando Magic offense is never necessarily good, they do have many creators, right? Whether it be Paolo or Franz or Suggs or Anthony Black even. So many more than Detroit that, like, I felt like they could win a game or 2. I didn't expect it to be game 1 of the series. So I think they probably have the best chance, because even if Wemby's not playing, I still think that the Spurs are good enough to win a few games without him. And then the 76ers, got a lot of respect for them, but Boston did shoot 25% from 3 on 50 attempts, right? Like, this only happened a few times. So I just have the most hope in Orlando.
Yeah, if you had said the Sixers, I would have been very, very surprised. I mean, shout out to them for winning in Boston. But
yeah, it's just math. Sometimes the math just doesn't go in your direction, but it probably will. 3 more times for the Boston.
It's a shooting
Celtics.
variance. Boston Celtic basketball can happen that way sometimes.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Okay, we can't let you go without asking you about the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
It was announced that Billy Donovan is stepping down as Bulls head coach this week, which means Chicago will be getting a new GM and a new coach very soon. On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your hope level as a Bulls fan right now?
Guys, it's not very high. It's not very high at all.
It would be shocking if it was, but yes, go ahead.
I've been here before. I've seen this movie. And last time I would have said 10, right? This guy, he was with the Denver Nuggets. Guess who they drafted when he was there? Nikola Jokic. He's going to come into our team and change things around. And we had 3 years of his 5-year tenure where we did no trades. So I've been here before. So now I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, my dad used to tell me growing up that being a sports fan is great. Being a sports fan is great, but never let it determine your mental, something along the lines of you have to be able to say, this is the Bulls. I'm going to watch this game. They're going to lose and leave it there, right? Go back to the family. I have not listened to him at all, by the way. My whole life is this team and this organization. So I have said before, and I'm a guy that usually talk very hyperbolic. This is the most important offseason in Bulls history. It's been very long since we put together a competent team, to put together a team that can compete in a playoff series.
Yeah.
And you know how coaching and GMing goes. Once you bring in your guys, they have at least 5 years, right? You're not going to fire a general manager after a single season. So if you get the wrong guy, he has 5 years to set your team back, which is what we just went through. And the people that are hiring this new group of guys hired the last group of guys. So it's like, how do they not make the same mistake? Now, they did say we're going a different direction with the hiring process, so maybe that helps, but I don't know, guys. The only thing that can turn that low number higher is that once we get to that lottery, that ninth best odds turns into a top 4 pick. And this is not 2020 where you can really mess up a top 4 pick when you take Patrick Williams instead of Halliburton. I think that all of the top 4 potential guys are like, I don't know, changing our franchise. So I'm not feeling great, but as y'all know, as fans of teams, I will be there regardless.
Have you been doing any, GM or coach scouting? Like, if there was a name that was announced, is there one out there that would get you super hyped?
No, just because I fell into this before, right? With Artunis Karnišovas, he was the number 1 guy. We got our guy. So I think I have more of a structured coach, and I want one of the younger coaches that are available, a guy that may have been the secondary, assistant coach somewhere. I like the Charles Lees, the Jordan Otts of the world. I will say I was kind of happy when Taylor Jenkins didn't take our job. I'm not even saying it was available, but I want somebody that is young, of course, that can turn out pretty bad too, but I would rather that direction than one of the older guys. And when it comes to front offices, a lot of the people that are in candidacy, you can't say that, oh, that guy built this team and that's a reference for us. A lot of guys were in rooms and maybe made some decisions, but the whole vision wasn't theirs. So I can't say whoever it is, I'm gonna be happy for him and root for him, but we got to see. We really got to see.
Well, an inspiring message to all Bulls fans out there from Kenny Beecham. Thanks for answering our questions, Kenny. It's now time to play Andrew versus the Bee, and as a treat, obviously it's a treat that Kenny Beecham is joining us, but in honor of you being here and in honor of your favorite team choosing a new direction, this is the Arturis Karnišovas edition of Andrew versus the Bee.
No way.
I've come up with 8 questions that are all about the last 6 years of the Chicago Bulls. This is the last time we'll talk about these years. We're going to answer these questions and then be done with it. Okay. So all I need from you is a number between 1 and 8. It'll correspond to a question. If you get it right, you'll get at least 2 points. If you get it wrong, Andrew have a chance to steal for 1. And we'll go back and forth until all the questions have been asked and answered. So where would you like to start? 1 through 8.
I do want to say this is my favorite part of any sports podcast when I listen to the show. I don't know if this is allowed, so I'm getting your blessing right now, hopefully. I go to the trivia part first and then listen to the basketball part.
Oh,
very nice.
I love that.
Yeah, I like to compete. Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier. I'm in multiple trivia shows, so this is my favorite thing. I will say very rarely do I win. So hopefully, I don't think I won last time I was here. So hopefully I can get on track. Let's go with number 3.
Question number 3. Chicago will have the 15th pick in this year's draft, a pick that was traded to Chicago by Neil Olshey and the Blazers in August 2021. Who did the Blazers originally trade that pick to the Bulls for?
That is an amazing question. I remember this being a 3-teamer where Larry Markkinen ended up with the Cavs. We ended up with Derrick Jones Jr. from them.
That is correct.
Is that the answer?
You don't get a point for it, but no.
Okay. I'm thinking about who did we...
Derrick Jones Jr., yeah.
Or who did they acquire? That's the question.
Who did Portland acquire? Who did they send that first-round pick out
Who is
for?
the last piece of this puzzle?
Who did they send this first-round pick that it's been in like limbo for 6 years now?
Long. I mean, I was basically a Trailblazer fan all season long, so this pick can finally convey. Oh, man. Who was in this trade that would have made sense for them in this time?
I think I might know this.
Oh, man. It was a bad look if I remember every detail of the trade other than this part. Maybe I was just ready to wash my hands of whoever that player was. I just forget he exists. I'm gonna pass it to Andrew because I can't think of who it would be.
All right, Andrew.
So, okay, tell me exactly what you're looking for again.
I'm looking for the name of the player that Portland traded the first for. They traded this first to Chicago. They got a player back for that first-round pick, and who was that player?
I think it's Larry Nance.
It is Larry Nance
It is
Jr.
Larry Nance. He goes from.
They traded a first for
Good
Larry
call.
Nance Jr.
Good call.
And I got to say, I mean, I
call.
was living in Portland at the time. We were pretty hyped. We were like, this is exactly what we need.
He was good. He's like this versatile forward. Like you think like he can give you like 73% of Aaron Gordon, you know? It's like, no.
Okay, Andrew, board is yours.
Number 1.
Question number 1. Among all Bulls rookies who were drafted during the Karnišovas era, who played the most minutes in their rookie season?
Oh my gosh.
So everyone that Karnišovas drafted who played the most minutes in their rookie season.
This is going to be a weird answer, isn't it? There's like obvious ones, but Alex is never obvious. Is it Patrick Williams?
Patrick Williams is incorrect. He was number 2 on the list. Kenny?
Okay.
Any guesses?
So there's a ton of misses here. Like as far as just overall draft picks, a ton of misses here.
Agree.
From Dalen Terry. Who
Agreed.
Was end of lottery guy. I kind of think it might be Ayo. Because that year we were definitely not playing well. Patrick Williams would have been my first guess too, Andrew, because I remember him starting a ton, especially at the end of that season. I'm going to go with Ayo DeSumo. Final answer.
Kenny, that is correct for a point.
Whew. One of my biggest fears is being shut out here, so I'll take a point.
All right, the board is yours, Kenny.
Let's go 7. Let's go number 7.
Question number 7. Okay, so for this question, I'm going to ask you to do 2 things first. Okay, so what was the most or least points scored by the Bulls in a game during the Karnišovas era? So you get to choose first whether you want to answer what was the most points scored or what was the least most points scored. So which of those would you like to do?
I think it would just be more fun to talk about the bad days and say the least amount of points.
So now you get to choose who answers first. So you can make Andrew guess and you go higher or lower, or you can guess and Andrew go higher or lower. We're going to be answering the least points scored by the Bulls in a game during the Karnišovas era.
Least amount.
Andrew, I'm gonna pass the ball to you and have you guess first.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to guess 75.
All right, so Andrew has set the bar at 75 points. Kenny, would you like to go higher or lower than that?
My first thought was 79. So if I'm just going to stick with my gut, I will go slightly over his 75 guess.
Andrew got within 2 of the correct answer. And the correct answer is 77. Kenny gets the points.
What's the high? Do you have the highest one too?
The highest. Do you want to guess?
I think it was. Do you know who it was against? I feel like that triple overtime Atlanta game was like 165 or something crazy.
There was a 152.
152
is what I had. 152.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Andrew, you're down by 2. You have control of the board.
Number 2.
Question number 2. All right. Only 5 players recorded a triple-double during the Karnišovas era. One was Josh Giddey, who is already second all-time in franchise history for triple-doubles.
Okay.
Who are the other 4 Bulls to record a triple-double during the Karnišovas era? And you do get 1 point per correct answer. You could get 4 points here, Andrew.
Okay. Bulls triple-doubles.
Bulls triple-doubles.
Vooch?
Vooch has done it 3 times.
Okay. Oh boy. Did Ayo?
Ayo did it once.
Okay. I think Lonzo did.
Lonzo also did it. Andrew, could you get a clean sweep?
Oh, clean sweep. I'm not sure who else would have done it.
You want to just throw out a name
during that
just
era.
in case?
Buzelis didn't do it, I don't think, but I'll just say Buzelis.
That is incorrect. Kenny.
You did a great job there. Those are the names that originally came. I think this last name is the most obscure. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And the name that is in my mind is Trey Jones. I think Trey Jones has had a triple-double this
Trey
season or
Jones.
last.
Actually, that does sound familiar.
There's one time every Andrew versus the beat where somebody says something that Alex is like, wait a minute.
Well, wait a second.
Maybe not, though. Maybe not.
I know he had a 30-point game.
34, yeah.
Let me just double check, because did that happen this year? No, he did not have a triple-double.
Okay.
However, it did happen this year. And you were on the right track, Kenny, with obscure.
Oh, Lachlan Obrigg just did it at the end of the season.
Yes, he did.
Really?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Unreal.
God, it's such a bad miss. One of our producers here said, "Hey, Lachlan's moving away from Chicago. I'm going to get his couch for free." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Nice.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
So it's top of mind, and I still didn't think about him.
One
this
of
question.
the best basketball reference photos that you can find is Lachlan's picture. Like,
really?
just go look it up. Stop what you're doing right now if you're listening to the podcast and look it up, because it is one of the best
Yes, it is.
basketball reference photos that you could ever look at.
He looks like Bizarro Giddy.
He kind of does. Yes.
Okay, Kenny, the board is yours.
Let's go 8.
Question number 8. Okay, this is my favorite question that I even thought to have.
Okay.
Who had the most games with 0 points during the Karnišovas era? So these are games this person played in, and they scored 0 points. Which player had the most of those games?
No minutes limit?
Yeah, I was going to think, is there a minutes limit?
No minutes limit. No minutes
No
limit.
minutes limit.
No minutes limit. And I think it was 63 for this play.
That's
What?
amazing. That's amazing.
What?
Yeah.
See, people always tell me I'm so down on Patrick Williams, but this question screams Patrick Williams.
Screams it. I feel like it yells it like almost too loud that
Exactly, right?
that the right answer is behind it somewhere.
Interesting.
Right. So with that many games, this has to be someone that was maybe there from the very beginning to now.
Yeah.
So you do, again, Patrick Williams is like their first thing that they did other than the Vooch trade. Who else is drafted along Patrick Williams later? That maybe it could be that guy. I mean, Patrick Williams does not score many baskets, guys. But
that
still is a lot. So I'm also thinking like Dalen Terry, but he also was here for 3.5 years. I'm gonna go Dalen Terry just because I think Patrick Williams is too obvious.
Kenny, that was a great thought process, and you got there because it is Dalen Terry.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to
Very
Dalen Terry.
nice.
What a great guy. He came into studio once. We played Pictionary.
Oh.
He didn't know the rules of Pictionary, and we didn't have the heart to tell him that he was doing it wrong, so we just played his version of Pictionary.
You just played
for
a
an
new
hour.
version of it.
Yeah, just a whole new version of Pictionary. Yeah.
That rocks. I love that.
This is a high-scoring game. It's 5-4.
Oh,
Kenny's in the lead. Andrew, board is yours.
number 4.
Question number 4. This is a great one. 11 players had a 30-point game during the Karnišovas era, and we're going to name them all. So how this works is Andrew will give me a name, then Kenny will give me a name. We'll go back and forth till one of you stumbles. So all they had to do was score one 30-point game during the Karnišovas era.
Kobe White.
Kobe White. He was third on the list, third most. Kenny.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine, number 1. Andrew.
DeRozan.
DeRozan was number 2. Kenny.
Vooch.
Vooch was number 4. Andrew.
Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey was number 9. He only did it once.
Only
First.
once?
He was
Wow,
10.
that even I've watched every game and that's still surprising him. He's done it once. My goodness.
Yikes.
You said 30 is the number we're looking for.
Yes.
So Amadis Buzelis.
Modest Buzelis. Yes.
Yeah, it'd have to be Buzelis. Io?
Io, yes. Andrew, he's on the list.
Okay. That got scary. I was like, it had to be.
Trey Jones, who we just talked about. Yes. Had a 30-point game. Back to Andrew.
Okay. This gets a little tricky in my head, at least. The obvious players are missing. I keep thinking about a specific player, but I don't know that he got quite to 30. I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this player. Kevin Huerter.
Andrew, Kevin Huerter did not do it. I'm sorry. Kenny, any other guesses?
I think Colin Sexton may have done it.
Colin Sexton did.
Colin Sexton.
And like, I don't know if Anthony Simons ended with 28 or 30. I remember Anthony Simons game before he broke his hand.
Not on the list. A player that we've mentioned multiple times.
Yeah.
Did do it. Patrick Williams.
I love that for him.
No.
And then in the first season,
I remember that,
of the Karnišovas era, Larry Markkinen.
Oh, okay.
You kind of forget about that part. Yeah.
All right, so that's a point for Kenny. Kenny, you're now up 6-4. 2 questions remain.
6.
The Bulls won 1 playoff game during the Karnišovas era, a 114-110 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. Which Bull totaled 10 assists in that playoff win?
Oh. Okay, hold on. We can get there. It was the last time I smiled as a fan, so that was cool.
Okay, so just think back.
Oh, man. Who had 10 assists in that game?
10 assists.
So I'm trying to... the thing I remember the most about that is obviously there was no Caruso. Lonzo's already out. DeMar's in that one. Zach LaVine is in that one, but neither of those take me as guys that would get 10 assists in a playoff game. I'm just gonna say Kobe White. I know he was there. I don't even know if he was starting at that point, but I can't think of who it would have been.
That is incorrect. Andrew, you have a chance to steal 1 point.
Kenny, I think you're wrong. I think Caruso was there, and I think it was him.
Andrew, that is correct.
Oh, did he break his hand later in the series? Because I'm thinking about the Grayson Allen play, right? That's why Chicago still hates Grayson Allen. Or maybe he broke his hand earlier in the season and came back for the series. Something about that. I don't know. My timeline's messed up.
He played 38 minutes in that game, put up 9 and 10.
What a great guy.
Classic.
This is maybe the only show where I can talk greatly about Alex Caruso and nobody's gonna push back on it. So shout out Alex Caruso.
No, I'm a fan. I like AC. Such a smart player. Like I love to just like pitch dumb questions at him about games in the locker room because like that guy knows so much and is so fun. He's so fun to talk hoops with.
Not to make you feel bad, but looking at that bench for the Bulls, that was a pretty stacked bench. They had Javonte Green, Kobe White, Derrick Jones Jr., and Io.
Yeah, I mean, AK, he wasn't
nice.
He wasn't wrong. He was just early. That's all. He was just early. You know, all of those moves were just 3 years too early.
Okay, Andrew, this is going to be the deciding question. Okay, because it is currently 6-5. You're down by 1. You have to get both of the points on this final question to win. If you get one of the points, we'll have to go into overtime. Karnišovas traded a first, 2 seconds, and these 2 vets to San Antonio for DeMar DeRozan in 2021. Who were the 2 vets traded from Chicago? 1 point per correct answer.
Oh my gosh. Okay. 2021.
This is a really tough question.
This is not cool.
There's a lot of assets for DeMar DeRozan.
It is. Yeah, that struck me too. Looking back at it.
It struck me. I've been struck by this question. I am not going to get this correct.
Can you get one?
In 2021.
DeMar DeRozan.
Did they play for the Bulls?
That's. I'm not telling you anything.
I mean, I won't say anything either. I won't shake my head or anything.
Yeah, Kenny, you don't want to give this away.
I kind of like the idea of overtime.
In 2021, 2 veterans. Gosh, I hate passing. Like, I just can't. I've got to think of at least a name.
Got to think of a name.
I've got to think of at least one name.
2021, a vet. Going to the Spurs.
Going to San Antonio. I will say...
Do you even have a name?
I don't remember if he was Thaddeus Young part of that trade?
Andrew, he was. For 1 point. Can you get the other name? By the way, if you don't get the other name, Kenny will have a chance to steal and win the week. Or we'll go to overtime if he doesn't know.
Oh, no. Okay. I just don't have any other names in my brain.
All right.
I'm going to have to pass.
So, Kenny, this is...
Hey,
you get a game winner right here.
I could. I don't think I will, though. Thaddeus Young was the part that I 100% remember. The only other name that is coming to mind is Al-Farouq Aminu.
Kenny?
So that'll be my guess.
That is correct, and Kenny Beecham has won the week at the buzzer.
Let's
go.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That was impressive. Al-Farouq Aminu. Yeah, I would have never gotten there.
Yeah.
Man, 7-6. That's got to be one of our highest scoring, close trivia games we've had.
Yeah.
Well, and it was 5 years worth of potential questions, if you really think about it, opposed to the entire history of the organization, So, we did good, though. We did great.
Oh, we got there. Kenny, thanks so much for joining us.
Of course.
Numbers on the board, Small Ball with Kenny Beecham. Go check him out on YouTube. He's everywhere. You know him, you love him. So go check out all of Kenny's stuff. Kenny, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody. It's playoff time, which means that we got to bring in the big guns for the playoffs. And a much anticipated guest, as always, is our good friend, Josh Robbins of The Athletic. Josh, welcome back to the Slam and Jam.
I'm so happy to be here. I love the Saturday Slam and Jam, and I love you guys, and I love the audience. A whole lot of love all over the place. Like Mary Tyler Moore, love is all around. Let's talk.
If people are watching on YouTube, every time you're here on the Slam and Jam, I would say we get more feedback than for any other guest.
This is true.
And specifically, we get extreme feedback. The 2 extremes. And so I thought I'd read you some of these.
2 extremes?
Yeah, you're a very polarizing character, is what I would say. Now listen to some of these. This is from your last appearance. More Josh, please. First comment. No other guest brings quite the same energy as Josh does. His fandom of the show seems so genuine, and his self-awareness is charming. We need to get Josh onto a winning team's beat. Hey, just wait a few more months, right? Go Wiz. Go Wiz.
Right.
That's
Perhaps,
right.
Probably. We'll see.
I need more Josh in my life. Then they say, thanks for the great questions, Alex. Alex, you're amazing. Alex, you're amazing. And Josh, what a guest. Thank you, sir. Now that's we get a lot of comments like that when you were on.
Yeah.
People get excited. You have become a fixture on the show. But we also get the equal and opposite reaction and some of the best comments that I've ever read for this show. So I'd like to read you one of these now and get your response to it. Is that okay?
Please, please go ahead. It's almost like I invited you to do this.
Almost.
Almost.
This comes from one of our listeners. Josh Robbins is like an entree with way too much seasoning. Now, that's not a bad start. That could still be good. If you like flavor. Might have been a delicious ribeye, but there's 4 other flavors holding your mouth hostage every bite. This guy definitely wants to be funny, but his stuff is forced and unnatural.
Oh, no.
He talked far more than a humble guest should, and it didn't add much value to the mission of Slam and Jam. But hey, every dog has its day, and the Wizards had theirs today. Glad it's over. I like Saturday episodes the best, but this was one of the worst. Thanks, Josh. Now, what do you think about that? This is what we get when you're on the show.
Who wrote that?
That was from a listener, Al Bully.
How's the last name spelled?
What, are you going to try to dox this person?
No.
Bully?
Sounds like bully to me.
Oh. Interesting.
Sounds like a bully to me.
Bully.
Hey, let's let this, tell you what, let's let the trolls run your show. From now on, no personality at all. No fun at all.
Wow.
Let's not have any fun at all. Go ahead and ask me the questions, please.
Now, Josh, what is my name? What is my first name?
You're Alex.
Yes, but sometimes I go by Al. Could the comment have been
here? Hold on,
I'm trying from inside the house.
I'm trying to tamp down my personality because Mr. Bully here, he wants just meat and potatoes, but not meat with pepper on it, not meat garnished with horseradish or even ketchup or A1 sauce. He wants just plain meat.
He wants it boiled.
Yes, he wants it boiled in water. and burnt to a crisp, or raw. You know, he doesn't. Yeah, go ahead. Perfect. Be happy to just not say anything of any note to anyone.
The Magic are tied 1-1.
Let's make this like a Joe Mazzulla press conference.
Oh no. Okay, I would say that has a character. So don't. We could go down that road, I suppose.
Okay, well, we don't. I love the Saturday Slam and Jam, and I love the listeners. And as we discussed the last time I appeared, we're going to have a dinner in Oklahoma City with, and I'm happy to treat. And just
for the Magic Thunder Finals.
That's right.
No, this would be more like could be this year. There's a chance there. But I'm thinking more regular season next year. Please order the sea bass, not the lobster. Don't bankrupt
I've gotten many email submissions for that, so we'll have to wade through those waters.
I'm going to add that to your list of responsibilities, Andrew.
Yeah, I
can't wait.
I've got double digits of emails
coming
through.
I feel like accidentally I've just totally hijacked the show, but I would like to say this troll hijacked the show, and so we'll listen to the. We're not going to listen to what that individual says. Let's get back to work here. Let's have fun.
Let's do it. So the Magic are tied 1-1 in their first round series, heading back to Orlando. In Game 2, the Magic were tied with the Pistons at halftime before the Pistons went on a 30-3 run to start the second half. What are some of the main reasons why Orlando wasn't able to replicate what happened in Game 1?
Well, the interesting thing is, for 3 of those 4 quarters, they came really close to doing that. And I'm not suggesting it's a moral victory. What I am suggesting is that was a dominant stretch by the Pistons in which an excellent defensive team was at its absolute best. They had everything rolling, but this series has been more competitive than I expected it to be. I did not expect the Magic to win a game on the road. What happened during that 7.5-minute stretch? Well, Pistons didn't switch on any pick and rolls that I saw. They amped up their defensive pressure. Asar Thompson was excellent. The Magic turned the ball over. One of those turnovers was essentially resulted in a negated free throw line jumper by Desmond Bane that he had made, but committed an offensive foul on when he kicked out. And I've seen it described as an avalanche. I heard it on the broadcast described as a tidal wave, and it was both of those things. And third quarter runs by the opponent have been endemic to the Magic season. And one of the things the Magic need to do is adjust to another team's adjustments. And that does echo something that Paolo Banchero's noted is a problem for the team during the regular season. So it's an issue. And um, they're going to have to adjust when the Pistons adjust, whether it means changing a pick and roll coverage, whether it means added physicality, added intensity. That's going to be right up there on their to-do list on Saturday and then on Game 4 on Monday.
So before we look ahead to Game 3, I do want to go back a few games because to close the regular season, the Magic lose this game to the Celtics third stringers, embarrassing fashion. Then they lose to the Sixers in the first playing game. They look dead in the water, but then they turn around and destroy the Hornets. They get that convincing Game 1 win against Detroit. In talking to folks around the team, was there anything specific that sparked this quick turnaround, or are these wild swings in competency just kind of part of this team's story this season?
Well, they are part of this team's story this season. I think there are a number of things. There was a shoot-around video where Jamal Mosley had all the players' NCAA tournament moments, even as some assistant coaches. That was a nice touch. I think it loosened them up. But really, they got back to who they are or who they are supposed to be. They played physical. They played tough. And just like the Pistons overwhelmed them over that 7.5-minute stretch in the third quarter the other night in Detroit, the Magic overwhelmed the Charlotte Hornets there in that entire first quarter and a half. And that is the true identity of what the Magic have been constructed to be: physical, tough, difficult defense. And that's part of what makes this playoff series interesting, that these teams in some ways are mirror images of each other, teams that thrive on physicality, toughness, grit. And I'm surprised it hasn't boiled over in games 1 and 2. I would expect it to boil over at times in game 3 and 4, but this will be a game where each team tries to impose its physicality on Saturday. The first team that does it best might win that game.
Are you predicting a skirmish? Is that what you're saying here? You think
That's what I thought. I thought that there would be something more skirmishes in games 1 and 2. Those games largely did not have that because these are two enormously physical teams.
Yeah.
And I would have expected that. That's sports, man. That's sports. It's competition for these two teams. It's physicality, and I expected more of that in games 1 and 2.
Were you surprised that the Magic turned it on, like in that last playing game and then in game 1? Because it just felt like we were watching toward the end of the season a Magic team that was just going to lay down and die.
I thought Charlotte would win that play-in game. I think I wrote as much somewhere, maybe on the Athletics blog or wherever I wrote it. I thought that certainly on some radio appearances, not any of them as much fun as this one, but yeah, I thought the Hornets would win that game. But at the start of that game, the Magic imposed their will, and I think the referees called the game in such a way that lent itself to the Magic's physicality. Yeah. When the Magic are at their best, Jalen Suggs is at his best. And I think overall, he's been their best player so far in this playoff series. He set the tone in the first quarter in game 1. He was well on his way to a triple-double at the half in game 2. And then the Pistons flipped the script. The same sort of impact that Suggs had on defense, I thought Thompson had on defense in the third quarter, which is not a surprise because Thompson is an incredible defender. And he was, I thought, at his best in those first 7.5 minutes of the third quarter on Wednesday night.
Yeah. So half-court offense has been an issue for the Magic this season. They rank 17th on cleaning the glass. Are there any specific matchups or strategies in the half-court that you think the Magic need to exploit more in Game 3 to get their half-court offense going?
Specific matchups to exploit. Here's the problem with the Magic's offense, and Paolo gets a lot of the blame because of it. They don't have enough 3-point shooting, and this has been their issue for years now. It was their issue in their series against Cleveland, in addition to Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. It was an issue last spring against Boston, in addition to Tatum, Brown, Pritchard, Porzingis. Uh, they just don't have enough three-point shooting, and that clogs the lane for Paolo, where he does his best work. And it makes it more difficult for him to drive when he gets the ball on the perimeter. So I could tell you that, okay, well, the Magic need to get Paolo the ball as he's going toward the basket beneath the foul line, and that's true. But it's not like the Pistons are making it easy for them, in part because the Magic don't have enough three-point shooting to make them pay. And if you look at the wide open three-point shooting numbers from this series so far, those numbers bear it out. The Magic are just not hitting enough of those shots, certainly not hitting enough of them to keep Detroit honest, and it's making things tougher for Paolo. And then when Paolo does have the ball, wherever he gets it, either below the free throw line or on the perimeter, there are times where he's not making the decisions quickly enough. Now, he made those decisions very quickly in game one. Game two, a little less so. That's the whole problem that's endemic to the Magic's offense. And it's an issue, and it's going to remain an issue until they have better three-point shooting around Paolo and Franz.
Let's dig a little deeper into Banchero, because he's become one of the more polarizing players in the NBA as of late. He's clearly a talented player, former number one overall pick, but he can often frustrate fans with his inconsistent play, inefficient shot diet. He's set to begin a 5-year max contract next season. What are your thoughts on where he is right now and the path forward in terms of him reaching his ceiling in Orlando?
I think a lot of it matters on the construction of the roster around him.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the reasons why the decisions from him come slowly is that when he looks in the perimeter, who does he have to throw the ball to who can knock down an open shot? Desmond Bane. And in game one, early in game one, Jalen Suggs. But one excellent three-point shooter, no matter who it is, isn't enough. Jokic is, if he's not the best player in the game today, he's the second best player in the sport today on offense. But even he wouldn't be as great as he is if he didn't have three-point shooting around him. That's, I think, one of the ways the Magic can maximize Banchero. But it's not that simple. It's not that simple because Paolo doesn't have quite the explosiveness or the lift that he had in prior years. And he's never been this explosive athlete. He was at the start of his career, he's been compared to LeBron James, right? Partly because they're big guys, they have some touch, and they are natural passers. LeBron, in a way that Paolo is not. I mean, LeBron's more Magic Johnson than Michael Jordan, right? But it's the roster construction's been a problem. Paolo has arguably not been in the shape that he had been in the prior 2 years. He doesn't have the lift or the explosiveness that he had in the prior 2 years. So there seem to be a lot of things going on here. And, oh, by the way, there's that backdrop of the fact that their two best all-around players, Banchero and Franz, have not been a pairing that has dominated opponents like one would expect. And that is one of the reasons why so many people in the league think a coaching change is in the offing. Because at some point, the Magic are going to have to make a decision. Can this pairing long-term work with the financial implications it has on the whole rest of the roster? And before they make that decision, they're going to have to get some more reps to decide, well, maybe it's the offense that they're running. Maybe they bring in a new coach. That new coach has a new offense and unlocks those two guys. I think that that's probably one of the things that the Magic are going to have to do. They're going to have to see, can this work? Can they unlock Paolo and also Franz to a different degree under a new X's and O's scheme before they make this decision that, for now, many people within the league think will have to be made at some point.
Yeah,
Does that
it's
make
so
sense?
tough.
I'm talking about a whole bunch of decisions there. The
I
decision
know.
about Franz and Paolo, and then a coaching decision.
But it's so tough because you mentioned like how nice it would be to have more shooting, but when you have this core where no one is a consistent shooter between like Suggs, Banchero, and Wagner, obviously Bane is a consistent shooter. It almost feels like you would have to break up the core to add meaningful shooting to this team, because if you're still going to have those three guys in the starting lineup, like how much more shooting can you really add? It'd basically be replacing the Wendell Carter Jr. spot with a shooter. And I still don't know if that would be enough. So it does feel like they're headed for this kind of existential question about their young core.
Thank God you're here, Alex, because you're a heck of a lot more articulate than I am. And that's the truth. And yet you look around the league and you see, all right, well, Tim Hardaway Jr., he's added three-point shooting around Jokic. He's been excellent. And he's not on a hugely expensive salary either. Where is the Magic's version of Tim Hardaway Jr.? So it's not just on the coach. These are wide-ranging issues, and this is part of what the Magic's offseason is going to be, and even their offseason 14 months from now, or 13 months from now, or 12 months from now, they just have to continue to bring in more shooting, and they've placed a lot of faith in internal development that people such as Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs, would improve their three-point shooting. And for Suggs last year, he did improve his three-point shooting. Then he got hurt late in the year. He hasn't really been in a rhythm this year. His three-point shooting has fallen off. At what point do you change the nucleus? At what point do you try to place so much faith in internal improvement? These are some of the existential questions they face. And this is one of the reasons why you are a professional talker, Alex, and I'm a professional writer. You talk much better than I do. And thank the Lord for that, because it's led to this magnificent Saturday Slam and Jam spectacular. Week in, week out.
Alex is the best. He is the best.
Now I am trying to make him laugh.
One more question for you, Josh.
It's a tough nut to crack.
One more question, Josh. What's been the most surprising thing to you about the playoffs as a whole? Not even Magic related, just anything that surprised you the most.
I didn't expect Philadelphia to take game 2 against Boston. Did not expect that. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, really. I guess the Lakers playing as well as they've played. And just when you count LeBron out, wow, he reminds you he's one of the greatest of all time for a reason, even at his age. But whether that's a surprise or not, who knows? But
I kind of agree with you.
It's been impressive. I think it's more importantly to note what's been so impressive rather than surprising. Really.
I do kind of agree with you though on the Sixers winning game 2, because even though I don't think it's really going to matter in the grand scheme of things, I still think Boston's going to handily win that series. It still was shocking to me because after game 1, it just felt like a sweep. It felt like the most obvious sweep in the league, and very impressive that they got that on the road.
And not only that, heading into the playoffs, I heard more people say Boston's going to the finals than anyone else in the East, which is probably well reasoned. What they don't have many weaknesses, and they get the most out of who they are, in addition to the talent that they have. So that game 2 result did shock me.
All right, Josh. Usually when you come on, we do trivia, but the playoffs are different. What we do in the playoffs? No, this is better for you. There's no winner or loser here. We do our playoff draft. Okay.
Oh, man.
Now, the point of this is just to get a snapshot of where we are. And as an example of how this can look, last year we did this every week for the first 4 weeks of the playoffs. Not once were the Pacers taken in the first round.
Yeah, that's true.
3 people turned down the Pacers every single week. So I just think it's a fun way to kind of capture our current sentiment in terms of who's going to win the championship. So we're going to draft 9 teams. Okay. We're going to go snake draft. But here's the deal, Josh. You get to choose which slot you draft from. So if you're feeling very confident about one particular team, you could draft from the number 1 slot. You get first pick. Or if you think there's a lot of parity, maybe you'd go with the 3rd slot, and then you could get back-to-back picks, the 3rd and 4th team. So how are you feeling, Josh?
Well, I feel fine. Thank you for asking. And
you're welcome.
And I'm happy to be here. And I'm going to go, I still think OKC, even with, what is the latest on Jalen Williams? Grade 1 hamstring strain?
Grade
1. Yeah, week to week.
Yeah.
So ideally he's back in 2 to 3 weeks. And
so you would like the number 1 pick. Is that what you're saying, Josh?
Right. I still think that the favorite here is OKC. And I'm not saying that only because of the ties that the two of you had. I mean, I was really actually hoping for some chance to win in trivia against Andrew. I might have even studied to prepare.
What would you have studied?
Well, I can anticipate some of your questions now.
B-ball reference.
Yeah, but what would the topic have been? Oh, you think I was going to talk about the Magic?
Orlando, yeah, right?
Well, isn't that? Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay there, Mr. Curveball.
Did you come up with any good trivia questions? You could give me one. Turn the tables.
Well, again, that's not sporting. If I beat Andrew, if I ever beat Andrew, which I probably won't. I want it to be on my own. I want it to be on my own merits. I want to earn it. And by the way, 95% of your show is rooting for me to finally win. It's like, and again, I'm just like with this silly hat I've got, an Astro of the Jetsons. I'm going to date myself here, where back in the 1960s,
wow,
and the very, very early 70s, the most lovable loser, and I don't mean he was a loser, I mean his team lost a lot, was Art Rooney Sr. He was considered, I believe, one of the gentlemen of the NFL, but his teams were always terrible. The Pittsburgh Steelers of our age, the 3 of us and most of our listeners remember, were one of the glamour teams of the league, one of the great dynasties, most successful teams of all time. Well, that wasn't always the case. And so when they finally got good, so many people in the NFL were rooting for the Steelers because of Art Rooney. Well, people may or may not like me or whatever, but they can identify with a stray dog. And I'm going to use this analogy, which has been used in entertainment. I'm not claiming to have invented it. I used it the last time I was here in December. I am that dog that can never have its day, that can never get adopted at the shelter. That's how thoroughly and devastatingly Andrew Schlecht has destroyed me in trivia. And I was just hoping for yet another chance. I was just hoping for someone to walk into the shelter and give this old dog a chance to redeem himself. But anyway, let's go to this draft. And I draft OKC as the most likely winner of the title this year. Thank you.
Convincing argument. Thank you, Josh. Andrew, would you like to draft 2 or 3?
I'll take 2.
Okay, and who would you like to take, Andrew?
I'll take Boston.
Boston. Okay. Which brings us to me at 3. Man. It feels tougher this year.
It's really interesting. I think there's an obvious choice, but it's also
I'm going to take the Spurs.
Yeah.
At 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of this is just like who is least injured, and like the fact that Wemby's traveling with the team.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they'll probably be fine.
Probably.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with. I honestly think you could go with like 5 teams here.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think I will go with the Detroit Pistons.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you could talk me into Cleveland, Nuggets,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think I'm going to go with Detroit. I trust them more than those other teams, even with the game 1 loss.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2 made me feel a lot better about their situation. So who would you take, Andrew? Who?
Yeah, they look good. I'll take Cleveland.
Just
because I do think like the East is still pretty wide open. I would favor Boston, obviously, but the remaining West teams outside of OKC and San Antonio, it's hard because like Denver's look like crap. Minnesota, Ant's not healthy.
Yeah.
The Lakers aren't healthy. Houston's terrible. Phoenix isn't getting out of round 1. I mean, it's just it's a tough group.
So Josh, that brings us back to you. You get 2 picks.
Yes, Alex, I understand how this works.
Good.
All right, so I like this the way that this snake draft has worked out. I'm going to go with Denver.
Okay. Down 2-1.
Yep, that's right. And then I'm going to go with Minnesota.
I'm just realizing that I somehow left Atlanta off. How did I do that?
You absolutely did.
Wait, I must have left one team off on both sides because they're equal length.
Yeah, what did you do?
The Blazers. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed.
Now you know what it's like to lose. Now I'm not. Now you know what it's like to get clinicked by Andrew Schlecht.
This has nothing to do with Andrew. This is nothing to do with
but
Andrew.
now you know how the. Now you're gonna get even more empathy for those of us who Andrew steamrolls in trivia, and maybe a little empathy on this one issue, Mr. Quizmaster. Is a good thing.
Oh, that is embarrassing. I didn't even hear what you said, Josh. What team did you pick? What? Sorry, I was working in Excel. What was your second team?
Oh my gosh!
Thank you. I deserve that. Minnesota. I'm going with Minnesota.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a good hedge. Very smart hedge because you're guaranteed a round 2 team. It's very nice smart, hedge. Josh.
Thank you.
Andrew.
I guess I'll continue my theme here and just like take East teams that I think have a chance. I'll take the Knicks.
The Knicks down 2-1.
I don't feel good about it. There are so many dynamics, and Fred Katz talked about it on the NBA Daily yesterday, but it's like, man, there's so many dynamics that just feel terrible for the Knicks right now. But like, if you just look on paper, like they should still have a chance to be the team representing the East. Do I feel good about it? No. This is why I'm taking them in this spot. But yeah, it's it doesn't feel good today.
Back-to-back clutch losses is brutal.
Just gross. And shout out CJ McCollum, because holy crap, who thought that at the deadline when they acquired him that he was going to be winning playoff games for the Atlanta Hawks?
Can I raise my hand? No. See, you jumped the gun here. But I was going to say, I wasn't going to predict that he was going to win playoff games, but I would have said he was excellent for large portions of that Wizard season. And
this is true.
And no one would have. I understand why people would not have noticed. But he had played some of his best games against some of the best competition. For example, he was excellent in a game in Detroit that I think the Wizards took to overtime. Either way, that turned out to be a clutch game. He was excellent there, and he single-handedly defeated, I think it was the Hawks, if I remember. This is all blending together, in December, where he must have had a 20-point first quarter. So while I would not have had the temerity to say that he would have won playoff games for the Hawks, I would have said and pointed out that he has had one of those under-the-radar excellent seasons this year. And it hasn't just been now. After the first several games of the Wizards season, he was excellent.
Well, I also love just how strongly he has rejected the villain label. That's very funny, because at least if a guy is playing it up and is a villain, you can have someone to be mad at. But when the guy who's killing you is like, I'm just a dad, I have kids. He was on like the prime late show last night with his son, just hanging out, doing the interview. I feel like that makes it even tougher for Knicks fans. Like, you can't even hate CJ McCollum, at least the way you could hate Trae Young back in the day. All right, final pick. I'm going with the Lakers. Maybe they'll get healthy. Austin Reeves already questionable for Game 3.
Yeah,
that's a start.
Yeah,
and then if we could get Luka in round 2, who knows?
That was probably the other team I would have taken of the teams remaining.
Yeah, it's hard to take any of these teams lower. Apologies to the Hawks, who are up 2-1.
An honest mistake on your part.
Well, yeah, I don't. What would be the opposite? That I hate the Hawks and didn't want to see them represented? Of course, it was honest. I have nothing against the Hawks.
My man, let me just tell you. Are you not aware of what it's like to be a sports fan? Yeah. There's always some sort of conspiracy. Everything's against them. The referee, for example, when I was a kid and I used to root for the team now known as the Commanders, I would get upset when they would have only 5 guys on the All Madden team, not 6. So that's how a sports fan thinks. And so somewhere someone's thinking, well, Alex Speers dissed my Hawks, or Alex Speers purposely tried to humiliate my Blazers.
I know the Blazers one is particularly bad since I do live here and I'm going to the game tonight.
I was going to say, you're going to be attending a Blazers playoff game.
Luckily, this will release after that game, so no one will beat me up at the game. Final selections. Josh took OKC, Denver, Minnesota, strong. Andrew, Boston, Cleveland, Knicks, all East teams. Andrew?
Yep.
And Josh had all West teams. And then I took the Spurs, Pistons, Lakers. And we're going to do this every week and see how our opinions change over time.
This is, if I can interject and hijack the show, this is a novel thing that you do. And I'm sorry I had come playoff time, I don't have the opportunity to listen to a lot of podcasts. But this is a novel thing. Having said that, I want to talk about myself again. And it's going to be a long, difficult 8, 9, 10 months, however long it's going to be, until I have an opportunity to face off against Andrew in trivia again. But I really can't wait to go break bread with him and your wonderful listeners. It's going to be great. And Alex, if you can somehow get on a plane from Portland to Oklahoma City to join us for dinner, that would be wonderful. Let's look at the schedule once it comes out, and set that up, please, if possible.
Yeah, maybe I'll zoom in.
Please do.
You can have me on a little screen at the table.
No, I don't mean zoom in. Well, when you said zoom in, I meant
you can DoorDash me some food at my home, and then I'll zoom in to the meal, and you can watch me eat. I think that's a great idea, Josh. I love it.
Well, that is.
And I can't wait.
I guess that is the way that it would have worked out in the Jetsons.
That's true,
right?
But
we'd like you to be there, right, Andrew?
Yeah, always.
Yeah,
I always want Alex to be there.
I only come home for the finals anymore.
That's true.
Okay, well,
So I need the Thunder to make the finals, so Alex will come hang out again.
It'd be great.
All right, Josh. Thanks for coming on the show. Go read Josh at The Athletic. Anything else you want to promote before we get out of here, Josh?
No, I want to promote the Saturday Slam and Jam.
Let's go.
Thank you.
It's great.
If you're listening to it, keep listening. All right. Thanks, Josh.
All right.
Appreciate all the listeners. We will talk to you guys again next Saturday.